Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today you join me back in Euro Truck Simulator 2 with some ProMods action. We've got the lovely Ford F-Max, which has come out of hibernation for the first time this year. So you'll join us in Dover to begin with. Good evening, Gorgle. It's quite deafening, this F-Max. I'm just going to turn the sound down a little bit. It's so loud, this F-Max. I've forgotten how loud it actually is. It's such a beast. I really wish they'd bring this to the game officially. So, right, let's pick a job. Oh, where should we go? That took a while. It's been loading, I assume. 64,000 to Belfast. I mean, that's not a bad job to take. 69,000 to Iceland. Terence. 108,000 all the way to Greece. That'll take all night. Those two will take quite a while as well. So, yeah. No. I don't think I've been to Arnhem yet. I think I'll take that one. I'd rather have the newer Iveco than this. What's wrong with the F-Max? Apart from it being a bit slow. It's still a beast. These ProMods streams are good for testing out trucks. So, or driving trucks you don't normally drive. It's not in here, it's around the corner. Oops. The only thing I don't really like about this F-Max, is how small the mirrors are. They're not the best. But it is a racing truck, so theoretically it makes sense. I don't think I've carried the Wilton in these two yet. Or the Tirzan, for that matter. Yeah, I'll go for the Strong Master, since that's the one it suggests. Nice quick job to get us on the mainland. Locked and loaded. Kingpin's in. Let's go. Baldy there. Beast, an old Renault. Hellfire machine. This bit's been reworked slightly. It's good to see. Another Renault. What the heck? Wish you could double click on it, it'd be so much easier. was going to try the Volvo, but unfortunately it's no longer compatible. So I'm quite happy that SCS are going to be bringing it out. Not too disheartened that it's no longer working. The Scania 143L works though still. I did contemplate driving that beast, but I thought no. I'll drive the F-Max. Use the Scania in the next ProMods stream. I do like these streams, so I can drive different trucks that you don't normally drive, so very nice. Vive la France. Still not driven the new Echo yet. I need to download that and give it a try. I knew that wasn't going to go well. Got away with it though. Somehow I did, I don't know how. Wheel spin then. I do like to throw this thing around, to be fair. Could it be what it is? That reminds me, I still need to put the GC logo up. Oops. I'll sort that out. It hasn't come up. Nah. Okay, I'll have to sort that out. Can't be driving without it on. Why is it not there? Oh, I know why. I think I know why, anyway. Oh, yeah, because it's off the screen. Instead. I also noticed the truckie overlay isn't working, even though I've got a truckie open, which is a bit weird. Alright, let's make our way to the Netherlands. Hello, Ned Flanders. Landerinos! I always say something like that when they enter into Belgium from this side. do like to rag the arse off this truck as well, I really do. Aha, that's Terence been pulled over in the truck. Why are you going so slow? Now you speed up. Typical AI. Speed cameras, yeah, most likely. Even though the road's apparently 90. Put them there. Whatever it is. All driving. Supposed to stay in the lane until it ends, then move over. Very quiet in tonight's stream so far. Where everyone is. Might be lurking but not chatting. You tend to get quite a lot of lurkers. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Aha! You are held up by a caravan. Yeah, it looks like you're the only person watching over, which is interesting. I noticed Andy put a couple of messages in the chat and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if he's going to tune in for a change. And then he hasn't, or at least he hasn't yet anyway. So... what I needed to get over. Trying to remember where Arnheim is. So, even though I've not been there, actually no, I don't. Ignore me. I know roughly where it is. So, no, that would be headed back towards the coast, won't it? That's right. The road network is insane. Like, the amount of roads there is. I'm playing Sea of Thieves. Ah. With beeping at random people. Don't know why. Ah, another GC member. Ah, welcome to the Bretterlands. Beaster, old Fiat Punto. Don't see many of them about these days. The yellow one as well, even better. There's a bright orange Fiat Punto near me, one of the newer style ones. Quite like the look of it, to be fair. You don't see many old ones at all now. Mind you, you don't see many of the newer style either. So, something that's disappeared over the past few years. Don't make them anymore, so. Steve, nice church there. Oh look, another church. Steve again. I only assume at one time this bridge only had 2 lanes and then they put an extra lane in on both sides, or extra 2 lanes on both sides. Great new span. I assume anyway. It seems weird why it's not all the same, all linked up. Next exit will be ours. I think, anyway. Cheeky Terence would tell you off for that one there. Overtaking in the right lane instead of the left. Yeah. I mean... what is this? Oh, it's a roundabout. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit cheeky. Damn. That's karma. Stop at the lights. I tend to go all out in ProMods and just overtake anything and everything, to be fair. Particularly when I've got a beast like the F-Max. They can just go and go and go. So, even though it's only like 550 horsepower, whatever it is, it's rapid. So, should have moved over before. Wasn't sure whether it was going to be 2 lanes or not. I hate reversing these tiny trailers. Not always very cooperative. Not going to get that right. Give me a far bigger trailer any day of the week. Tiny ones like this I absolutely hate reversing. I don't know, I just don't like. It's like they've got a mind of their own. Do you know what that is such lame parking, yet it allows it, so I'm gonna take it. I mean, that parking is disgraceful. But if I let you have it, then fine. I hate these new Coca-Cola bottle lids. That's a pain in the arse. May as well see what we've got from here. Portsmouth, Liverpool, Stavanger, Carlisle, Florence, Belgrade. Way down in Serbia. Jeez. Maybe not been to for a while. I don't want to go to Scandinavia because it's not really much different up there. I want to try and explore some of Central Europe because there's quite a lot of areas I've not been to yet. Belgrade, that's a hell of a long way. But I don't think I've been there yet, so yeah, let's give it a go. Assume it's from in here. Didn't check the company, but assume it is. Let's go to Belgrade. Let's take the Wheelton. Oh, worth a bit more. Nice. Right, kingpin's in place, let's go. Typical this one, I could have used that lane. Oh well. I always tend to find in areas I'm not sure in, it's better to move to the inside lane, or that lane on the right. Excuse me. So, otherwise you just don't know. I mean, it's just a nightmare. No. This is going to be one heck of a job. Once I get out of the Netherlands and into Germany, I'll be fine. The roads around this part of the world on ProMods are insane. There's that many roads. You quite easily get lost. So, speaking of Germany, I've now just entered Deutschland. Gonna behave myself a bit more on this one, so maybe not take so many risks. Right, typical. What are the chances of that? I mean, right. Beast and old Scania. Didn't have much on, if any, so. Literally next junction, go through Oberhausen, I assume. Jesus! Talk about a diversion and that. Oh, I'm ticking off roads, that's what I want to do, so. Pavlov dealer discovered. Peter saying to Oberhaven. Or Oberhausen, should I say. I'll get that right. This is what you call proper Germany. Loads of settlements and places to visit. I mean, I really wish that ProMods, the team with ProMods actually got together with SCS and actually put it into the actual game. It'd make it so much better. More places to go. I think the only thing that's stopping it is probably like copyright for the likes of IKEA and places like that. But I mean, there must be a way that ProMods have been able to get it into the game. So should just get the ProMods team to do the map developments. It's so much easier. Another thing I'd like to see for ProMods, if that didn't happen, was a lifetime subscription. I don't know, you pay like 100 quid or something, get it for life. That'd be nice as well. I'd happily pay that in a heartbeat. It's just such stunning work, and they don't get praised enough. I don't know why I bothered doing that. I should have stayed in the middle lane. I bet the 355 sub is from Farm Sim. I reckon it will be, Goggle. Hey, now you're going over the speed limit, wreck ban. I always go over the speed limit in ProMods generally. I did say I was going to be a bit more sensible, but I think that's gone out the window. Might be a bit more sensible when I leave Germany. I don't know the roads as well. But I do like a good thrash of the F-Max, so just insane how quick it is. Until you go uphill. Even then, it's not as bad as some trucks are. Okay. speeding fine's turned on or not, so I'm gonna slow down. Nightbot's made an appearance. Work on this truck, the engine's too loud, not even the V8 is so loud. Yeah, that's where me and you are like different. I mean, to me, majority of trucks are not as loud as this, but this one is incredibly loud. But the only thing I can think of that comes to mind with the F-Max is because it's a racing truck, maybe it does sound louder. Because, well, not really seen on the roads, so it's like, well, maybe that's what it's like, but until you actually see one on the road, it's difficult to say, really. But I'm very surprised that they don't have them. I mean, I'd rate them higher than an Iveco all day long. See many in Portugal. Yeah, you don't tend to see them anywhere else though. Say you don't tend to see them anywhere. But maybe you can get them quite cheap in Portugal, who knows? Yeah, there you go. It's probably a lot cheaper compared to standard trucks like Scania and Volvo and Iveco and what have you. Having said that, theoretically speaking, Iveco and Ford are still pretty similar in terms of trucks anyway. Used to have a hell of a lot of trucks years ago that used to be Iveco and Ford branded. So, I don't know whether that's still the case now. I don't think it is. It's like MAN bringing out trucks. Vans. Even. That's weird. Very common in Germany, and now they're coming over here. Stuttgart. Not been there for a while. Like I'm going to get what I want here. How much traffic about? might be time. They're now designing trucks are more silent and better for the world. Well, yeah, of course they will. I mean, in some respects it's a good idea, but in another way I think it's dangerous. It's the same with silent cars now, like electric cars are that quiet. Unless you're physically are right on top of it, you don't hear it. So, to me, it's going to cause a lot of issues to like blind people and things like that. You know, because they're not going to be able to hear it because it's so silent, but they can't see it either because they're visually impaired. It's like, I think there's going to have to be some sort of limit to it, and they're going to have to make some noise so you know it's there. You know, it's... I do think with the takeoff with electric cars and maybe hydrogen and stuff like that, there's going to be more road deaths involving pedestrians than there is currently for that reason. Particularly for people who are less self-aware, for whatever reason that may be. Yeah, they don't have to be loud, but you know, they need to make some sort of noise that you can hear from a few, maybe, I don't know, 100 yards or so. Yeah, there's accidents with Tesla's autopilot too. Yeah, it's not foolproof at all. This is what people don't get. I think a lot of people buy Teslas thinking, oh, I've got a car here that can drive itself. Yeah, but you're still in control. You have to be in control. I don't like the idea of driverless cars at all. In some respects I do, in the fact that, you know, it allows people who are less mobile to be a bit more independent if they can't drive themselves. But in a way, the system's not foolproof. So if anything goes wrong and that person in said vehicle can't drive because they haven't got a license or they're not physically able to, what happens then? You know, it's I don't know, it's going too far, in my opinion. The 16 engine would be a solution for a sound with turbo. Yeah. There's a lane closure here, that's annoying. Well, that's helpful, it's allowed everyone here to get in. AI's thick. Doesn't realise what I'm doing for them. Will you open the server tomorrow? I doubt it. Yeah, we'll fix the groundwork. I'm planning to go out tomorrow, so... Oh, that was handy, another Lane closure, but I can move straight over. Need the server open, Bob. What, leave my computer on all day? I might just password protect the server, to be honest, if I'm going to do that. Stop any rogue person going in. Shoot, didn't realise I was coming off here. I mean, it makes sense. Prague, so. Prague. I can literally drive this all day, every day. Ah, nice bio repaint. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in so far tonight. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed in the month of January also. What's happened there? Well, all I could see was emergency vehicles. I didn't see anything else. I always overtake truckers in real life. My truck has a slight advantage, lol. Why is that? ADR division repaint. I can go over 90, lol. Ah. That would make sense. So you can basically do 60 mile an hour then, essentially. Yes, but risky. Well, yeah, of course it is. 56 in Europe, isn't it? Or 80, whichever it is. 80, isn't it? 80 kilometers an hour, so that's about 50, isn't it? Give or take. Well, we can do 60 in the UK now. So, but there's still quite a lot of truck companies that are limited to 56. Is it 96? I thought it was 90. I know there's a lot of countries that are still 90, isn't it? I know it's 96 in France. Germany is obviously 80, but I'm surprised theirs isn't higher. Depends what country you're in, doesn't it? Yeah, ours is 100, isn't it? So, Portugal and Spain too. Well, France was 96. I've got that wrong. Obviously I have. Yeah, ours is 100, isn't it? So, I think are we the fastest in Europe now? I think we are. I don't think there's anywhere that's faster. I was going to get over and then I saw the car and I thought, nope. Romania's faster. Theirs must be like 110 then. That's 70 mile an hour. You can go 100. Wow. What? 100 mile an hour? Or kilometres? Kilometres, that matches the UK then. Yeah, I think a lot of them are like speed restricted to like 97. Still, a lot of them are still speed restricted to like 56 mile an hour as well. So it's but yeah, generally the consensus now is they can do 100 kilometers an hour legally, but there's quite a lot that don't. Same with our coaches. Some of them can do 60 and some of them can go 70, which is weird. Very bizarre rule, that one. have the Megabus and National Express drivers floor it though. I can go over the speed limit, which is quite fun. I'm not complaining. Ah, the Alps. Just entered into Styria, home of the F1 Grand Prix in Austria. Spielberg. Set to cruise control, I didn't. In fact, I did, but it slowed me down. Maybe behind a German trucker with a fuel tank and they go 80 and a 90. Yeah. You get a lot of truckers that drive slower than the speed limit, I mean. It's only advisory, isn't it? I guess that kind of thing comes with confidence and experience, but oh, a minute. I just saw that. I seen the sign for the Red Bull Racing Ring at Spielberg. Is this actually on the map? It is. I'm tempted to turn back and have a look. Oh. Oh, hang on. The game's just crashed, I think. Feels like it has. Yep, net framework error. That's a good one. I've not had that one before. And there. No, it was the global cargo tracker that crashed. And then crashed the game. That's a good one. Hey! It was actually the tracker that broke the game. I had that one for, I don't know, quite a while in fact. I wonder where this is going to put me. Yeah, better going slower than faster, lol. Well, yeah. And hello, Kraser. Just reloading into the game since the global cargo tracker decided to fail. Took the game with it as well. Still, could be worse. Ah, I've got the desktop helper this time, so I should have the trucky overlay. I don't know why I didn't open the first time. There we go. Okay. Very quiet stream. Farm Sim must have been popping off. Yeah, I think Farm Sim seems to have given me a lot of views. Where's it pop me? Okay, so it's put me there. I literally... I assume this is where Spielberg is. So I'm going to take a look, because I think you might be able to drive on the circuit. In which case, if that is true, I'm going to have a go while I'm here. I'm just going to put the marker there, let it do that, and then we'll see. I've got to give this a go if it's possible. Surely it's possible. Got to give this a go. 2 more versions and it's 2.7, yeah. Indeed. Take that off the screen now, I've got the trucky overlay. Yes, Kraza, it is. Find the F-Max on the Steam Workshop. Doing about 118 kilometres right now, ish. Doing about 140 this. I do like to push this truck. I had every intentions to do that. Took 110 on TMP. Terence wishes he could go this fast. Well, he never plays ProMods, Krazza, so he wouldn't have a clue about it. Yeah, it does look like it's got a lot of storage. You've got the storage up there, storage behind you, and up there. I think you've probably got some down below there as well. Possibly something in the doorway over that side. Possibly under the seat as well. It is. It's a very friendly truck for truckers, I guess, in a way. It's just a bit featureless. You know, there's no, like, microwave or anything like that. Well, no, he doesn't. Just single player as well. Yeah. Well, he never plays single player, so it's like, well... Right, let me have a look. Gotta have a look at this. Definitely gotta have a look at this. Don't know where I need to go. I assume you would follow the signs for Spielberg, if there was any. No, I've got to go this way. So, and a microwave too. I've got that as well. EATI traffic, yeah, he does. But the thing is, if you wanted to be a trucker in real life, that's what you'd have to put up with. I'm going to assume that there is the track. So, if that is the case, I need to follow it round. Require me to be in... No. The right lane. So, I assume anyway. Well, this is it, that's what I don't get. He plays a game. Yeah, he's got no interest in driving, no interest in doing anything, really. So it's like, well, let's go for the Terrence. Well, that's true. They're not reckless, but they are a bit dumb. So, as you say. I'll soon find out if I've gone the right way. It's this junction here. Just a triette. Having said that, there's a roundabout. There's a Euro because I've been there, so that's not a problem. I've been there actually. So, I'm assuming this road goes to somewhere up here, but it could even be that one. So I'm going to explore both. One of those two junctions is going to lead to that circuit, I reckon. This would be the kind of environment it would be in. So, I'll come off here and have a look. I don't think it is this one, I think it might be the next one, but I'll have a look anyway. Hey, if you can race around the circuit, it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so you've got X's and X's there, and then there's triette, so you know that you can't go here. So, must be the next junction then. You're a better driver. I was watching an OMSI 2 video, Joe Dobson. He was talking about OMSI 3 like that'll ever happen. It ain't gonna happen. You know who? You won't be able to, not this. Well, I find it interesting that it's on the map. And the fact there's a photograph spot in the middle of nowhere. So, it could just be a photograph spot, but you can't go on the circuit. But I'm intrigued anyway, so I'm going to have a look. So, I mean, you don't know what they would have added in. Whenever I'm on single player, I'm just reckless, like I can't stop going fast. Now you say you've got ProMods. Before you said you hadn't. So you haven't got West Balkans crossover. That's interesting to know. They actually use Google Maps to recreate real states into the game, but that would make sense. Nice! I must admit, I don't think I've ever tuned into the ProMods YouTube channel. I'm also fully aware they do have one. Time to sit down and watch that kind of content. I'd rather experience it for myself. So, yeah. Well, interestingly, that is also blocked off. Yeah, there's a photograph spot. How on earth do you get to that? That's a question. There. That's very strange. I mean... I find that very peculiar. There's a photograph spot, yet you can't get to it. At least from here, anyway. So the question is there another junction somewhere further up? I mean, it is in this kind of area of Austria, because we know we're in Styria, so there might be another junction somewhere that's hidden on the map. Keep going. Probably not Krasa, to be fair. I've got no interest in it now. I mean, it's one of those where it's too expensive to play it. Buy all the DLCs. It's just, to be honest, I don't even think it was really having much of an audience, so I sort of like, nah. There's a junction here as well. Petrol station. I might fuel anyway. Try to get some. Not desperate, but I might as well tick off a petrol station I've not been into before. All about farm sim now. Farm sim must consume all. I am surprised the amount of viewers and new subscribers I'm getting from it. I mean, I was quite excited about it, to be fair, because it's sort of like maybe that's what I need to get the channel to grow. But at the same time, I don't want to neglect other games I play. Bit of a difficult decision, really. There's that one, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. That was confusing as hell for a minute. So we know that's just purely for a petrol station. So still trying to figure it out. I find it bizarre to say why there's a photograph spot in the middle of nowhere unless you've got a teleport to it. But there we go. I'll have a nosy online, see if I can find anything about it. Maybe people just see the word Texas and want to see what madness is going on now. Maybe. Who knows? Modelling. I guess there's a possibility you might be able to get to that from there. Oh well, let's have a look. got to be a way to get to that, so it's got to be. Google's convinced I'm not going to get there. Well, logic says if there is a road, it's going to come off here. I don't think it's going to come off up here, so it's got to be down here. Okay. X is there, so I can't go that way. So, looking at my past flights on a flight simulator, I did a flight from Newcastle to Lanzarote. That was a long one. Oh, there is. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, you've got to do that, haven't you, to get down there? It's such a pain to drive. All like one-way roads. I don't know, Google, I don't know. At the minute, that's sort of the game that sort of features in when I've got really nothing else to play, or there's nothing of interest going on in ATS or something. So... maybe you're meant to do some off-reading hacks. That's what I'm thinking, Kraza, but I'm going to have another look. I know I've been over here before with Red, and I think with Connor, driving erratically, so I wouldn't have noticed at that time, if it was possible. So... if there is a way to hack to it, then I'll have a look and see how you do it, because it's one of them really where you're going to need like the coordinates and stuff for it. Right, where are we? Yeah. There's got to be a way to get to it. The fact there's a photo marker there. Well, we conclude it's definitely not that way. So... and... can't get to it apparently that way either. Let's try something. There's a way to get around it. So tempted. There's got to be something. Nope. I'm gonna have a read up about that because I'm intrigued and I want to know how you get there. Oh well, I guess I won't be doing that now. There's a road up there that you can't even get onto, which is interesting as well. I'll figure it out myself. Main priority now is to get this job finished. Plenty of time remaining, but they don't, but you can have a look online on the forums, so there'll be something on there about it. No, Google, not starting the farming simulator. definitely intrigued about that. I might have to figure out how I do it. I might do like a quick 10-minute video driving round, if you can. And if I do it, I'll be driving this thing. So... no, Kraz, I'm going to Serbia. Belgrade. Is Truckee a company logger or not? Yes, it is. If you're part of a VTC and they're on Truckee, you do log jobs on there as well. However, if you're not part of a VTC, you can still log jobs through that. So, basically, it's just a way for people who are not in a VTC to keep track of jobs they've completed. If you are a VTC member, then it logs them through the VTC as well as your own personally. Gives you all the stats, obviously, that's in the left corner. You can add more as well, but I think that's about enough. Also, it gives you how many kilometres you've driven on the job, see how many you've got left to go, so you can set it in miles as well if you wanted to. Just go down there. How many minutes it is until the end of the job in real time. Obviously, amount of money, different location, and all that lot, as you can see. Oh no, I thought that was blocked off then. Google, stop spamming the chat, please. I use TruckSbook due to the company I'm using. It's only a small community company. Well, company isn't Kraza. Really? Interesting. Ah, yes. Ooh, what's happened? Oh dear. I don't suppose he's going to be particularly happy about that, but I'm not going to lie, it serves him right. I expect better than that from moderators. Well, it's just like a small community. I'm sort of a part of lots of small YouTubers who help each other out. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Chat will go a bit quiet now. Google's been tied out for 5 minutes. I did contemplate making it longer. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson. I mean, they post other people's YouTube links into the chat to their streams and everything. They allow self-promotion. Oh, that's interesting. Might be tempted to join said community. Might bring me extra views, you never know. Honestly, just joining their streams and saying you have a channel, even if you've got no content, you just ask people to subscribe to each other. Oh, okay. No harm with that, really. Oh dear, it's a Renault Magnum's been pulled over. See why you would subscribe to no content though, but I guess it helps people out when they do decide to create content. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if smaller YouTubers want to help each other out, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it happens, you know, quite a lot, I imagine. At the end of the day, it also brings the possibility of doing like collaborations as well with other YouTubers, so I mean that can help grow your channel, so it's definitely worthwhile looking at. If it brings you extra views and subs, then it's worth doing. Obviously if it just brings you subscribers and then they don't view your content, then it's a bit like, well, not worth it. But if they do view your content, well, bonus. That's interesting. So they've got a bit of weight behind them then. So I did have a a raid during COVID on my channel where I got like 13 subscribers in like one stream. It was mad. I haven't had another one. It's a shame, but was quite good that evening. Hello Gorble, welcome back. Hope you just enjoyed your time out. I'm not going to make that. No. I did enjoy. I hope you did. That Terrence 8 self-promotion is quite funny. In a way, whilst I've got the rule in my Discord server that I don't really like it, in a way I don't really mind it, because it's like, well, it's one of those really where it depends what it is. If it's like, I don't know, if somebody was doing it all the time, i.e. every day, several times a day, then I'd be like, this is okay. If it's like once a day, you know, fine. Well, they're just watching something and then they post it, that's a bit different. If it clutters the server, then that's when it's not okay. So, are you blind? Neck. I'm pretty sure it was okay to pull out when I pulled out, but it might not have been. But I know the AI do some bold things at times. I understand why, but it kind of makes you look selfish at the same time. That's the problem. It's one of those really where you're sort of a bit damned if you do and damned if you don't. I mean, you'll get people who, if you have it relaxed, who will take the mickey, and then you'll have people that don't. So it's like, you know, it's one of those. Yeah, you make a fair comment. At the end of the day, it's like a business in a way. Yeah, it is, even though I don't see it as one. I will never see it as a business until I monetize. Then it becomes a business because you're earning money. Until that point, it's not. So, it's one of them. It's all about moderation, isn't it? What's reasonable. And things like that. It's like mod showcase for ETS2 or ATS, that's different as well. That'd be like, ooh, I'll jump at that and have a go at that. But, yeah, depends what it is really. I might change that rule, to be fair, the self-promotion one. Word it a bit differently. Having said that, I think there is a line at the end that I've got to grant permission. So maybe I don't need to. I'll need to read it again. Might reword it slightly. Speaking of Discord, nice link towards Discord. Any new want to follow me there, feel free to do so as well. Whenever Terrence sees a bad driver, he always has to step. It's like giving it a rest sometimes. Yeah, that's why I tend to be quite lenient on TMP, because I just think, one, are they going to get banned? Two, are they going to get a warning, or are they going to get away with it? Chances are, most of the time, they'll get away with it. So it's like, I mean, it's one of them. I don't agree with what TMP do, and I really don't agree with the fact that moderation is pretty much now in the bin. But, I mean, it is what it is. They choose how they want to run it. Ultimately, it's only going to lead to less and less people being on it over time. But one of the reasons why I want STS to pick up their own convoy mode and maybe make a bigger server for people to join. It will make a massive difference if that happens. Hello Ben, welcome back to the channel. By the way Ben, Gorgle had a timeout earlier. He was a very naughty boy. What did he do? He was spamming the chat with symbols. I think it was meant to be text, but it didn't come through as text. So I still put him in timeout because it was spam. So like loads of random symbols and what have you. And it was more than once as well. It was like 3 or 4 times. I thought, nope, can't have a moderator breaking the rule, so... hello Baldy, welcome back to the channel. Can I be your leader? Absolutely not. Need cheering up, Baldy. Steve's leader. Can't wait for the summer. Is that because of Truckfest, Ben? In summer just has nice vibes, and sick of winter now. It's miserable and cold. Not been too bad today. Got to about, I think about 12 degrees here. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow, I think. A little bit warmer maybe. Friday. And I think next week's supposed to get even warmer. Or at least that's what some of the models seem to be suggesting. It'll be like mid-teens by early February. Which I'm not complaining about. I mean, like that all day. As I'm your leader, Stephen, you must do as I say. That sounds very creepy. What are your thoughts on cottage pie? It's okay, but I'd rather have something else. I had the choice of that on the restaurant menu. I'd pick something else every time. Even though it's 12 degrees, I don't like summer when it's really hot. But 33 degrees or something like that is nice. So basically, you don't like anything hotter than about 35. Put it this way, Ben. You might have to start getting used to that. And look what happened in 2022. We had 41 degrees. It hit 40 here. Just about. That was ridiculous. was working from home that day, and it was awful. I don't mind the heat, it does not bother me at all, but when you're working in a really hot room as well, then it's like, well, yeah, that was probably my limit as well. Heat in itself doesn't bother me, but when you're stuck indoors and the heat's blaring down and there's no air, it makes it really, really dangerous. I think it got into in here about 32, 33 degrees in my room. It was ridiculous. It didn't matter how much cold air you had blowing through, it just was moving the hot air around. It didn't make any difference. I want 80 degrees. Yeah, pretty much, otherwise I sweat like a fat man on a treadmill. To be fair, our bodies will change over time, just like Australians adapt into their climate temperature. I think because they're used to it though, aren't they? Well, at least in the outback and stuff. Not so much at the coast. Burn, boy, burn. Great! Back in 2022, the first time it rained in 2 weeks, I took my top off and went and stood outside. Nice. I remember that day, it was still like 27, 28 degrees at like midnight. It was mad. I don't think it got any colder than like 25 that night either. It was insane. Because the weather station was like, I was looking at the weather station at like midnight and it was like, Jesus, it's still like 28 degrees outside. Like, what the heck? Like, yeah. And the next day it was like 30 plus at like 10 AM. Mad. Terence is a fat man. I'm not saying out about that. Honestly though, even having a shower didn't help, as it was either too hot or too cold and you can't find a nice balance in the heat. No. Hey, thankfully last year it wasn't as hot, but there does seem to be some suggestion this year might be repeated. The fact we're getting temperatures in teens in February suggests it's a possibility. I wouldn't rule out a high teen or low 20 if the models runs are correct. We had temperatures in the 20s in February before. We had it in 2019. I think it was 2019, 2018. One of them 2 years anyway. It's just nice though, it's as easy as that, but when it's summer I will complain. Yeah, I'd never complain about it. Weather doesn't really bother me. I mean, you can dress for it for the most part, so it's like... It's quite funny though, because when it gets to like March, April, Terence starts complaining it's too hot. And I'm like, it's only mid-teens, it's not that hot. Try complaining when it's 30 plus, and I'd understand a bit more. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Krasser. He says that a lot. Which I find is very cringeworthy. Very cringeworthy. You're not wrong there, Ben. Deodorant is your friend. Should be everyone's friend. for one more job. It's quite a long one, this one, so might even maybe two, depending on what I pick. That building on fire, right? I think it might be, you know. This looks tight. Weather doesn't bother me, a hurricane comes along, thinks deodorant's on the top. I wonder if we'll ever get a massive windstorm like a hurricane like the US did. Well, it's funny you should say that, Kraza. We had one in 2021, I think it was. We had a hurricane. I think it was 2021. Or was it 2022? It wasn't last year. Anyway, I think it might have been the year before. I think it was November. Came down like the North Sea coast, which was very unusual for obviously a storm in the UK. Came down from like the top end of Scotland all the way down the North Sea coast. Whilst it wasn't categorised as a hurricane by the Met Office because they're thick, it was actually a hurricane. And the reason why it was is because the winds were sustained. They weren't gusts. And I do remember reading an article coming out of the US that tracked the storm. They said it was a category 3. So, Met Office have been wrong before on hurricanes. Look at the one we had back in the 80s. They got that massively wrong. So they're very good at getting hurricanes wrong. I think the reason why they do that is they don't want to cause mass hysteria, which is the reason for it, I reckon. Storm Eunice being a menace. Perhaps in the future, Kraz, it was also another reason for the government to test that alarm on people's phone. It was for natural disasters. Well, what you've got to remember, we're still in the Atlantic, so it's not out of the question for us to get them. The only thing that we need to get them is warm water. Really? Thank you, idiot. Oh dear. Thing is though, after lots of heat we usually have rain. Well, we do normally. Was it enough to blow your wig off? No, it wasn't. I do remember having to rescue our recycle bins and what have you about 69 times. So, kept blowing them over, even though they were right next to a fence. Yeah, it was just sustained winds for about 2 days, I think it was. You need sustained winds for a hurricane. You don't need gusts. And that's what it was. I really can't be bothered parking now. I'm going to skip it. Mini drivers and mini brain. Yeah, it seems so. What's the coldest temperature in UK history? It's about -27, something like that, up in the Highlands of Scotland. I think it's Altnahara or somewhere like that. That's the coldest temperature to ever been set. And then the highest is about 41, I think, 42, I think it is. Somewhere around Cambridge, if I remember correctly. So we got 40 here that year. But Sophia could do that. Stip. Wow, that's only worth 7,000. That's shocking for the distance involved. Elbasan in Albania. Wheels with Volvo rims. We'll do that one. Yeah, you do get the odd winter where it gets cold. I mean, it's very few and far between now. Statistically, it's actually more difficult for us in the UK to get as cold as the record because we're an island. Sea temperature, or the sea around us, typically keeps us warmer. So when we get temperatures like that, we need sustained cold for weeks. Not something that happens overnight. In places like Greece, that have a coast, but are also landlocked, more likely to happen. Particularly in the north. And of course, as sea temperatures rise, our temperature on average will also rise. Reason being, sunbathe on Cornwall Beach again like last summer. Well, yeah, why not? Same with the US. Most of that being landlocked is the reason why it's always cold every winter. Because there's no water. No body of water to keep it warm. That's the same reason with likes of why Florida, particularly Miami, never gets cold. Very rarely gets cold. It's the sea around that keeps it warm. Florida really is probably the only state in the US that rarely sees snow. The rest of them do. They're generally at some point. Obviously you've got your likes of Texas and your southern states that don't see snow as much either, but statistically Florida is the one that gets it the least. I should turn left there, I missed it, thankfully I've got to get out of jail here. However, it's not impossible for Florida to see snow. Just don't ever expect to see it in Miami. I think I just pulled one of my hairs out of my beard. It was quite funny. Feel it. I think it's in there anyway. Yep. Cornwall is nice but too busy. Yeah, it's always busy there. Theoretically, it's the UK's Mediterranean, so just waiting for New York on ATS. When are you going to go to space, SimSteve? I don't know, Kraz. Probably never. I mean, I really don't have any interest in that. Whilst I'd have interest in space in general, I don't think I'd ever want to go. Hello, Lauren Miles. Welcome to the stream on Pick. Thank you for tuning in over there. Right, let's get these tyres over to Albania. Kingpin is in. And here we go. Cornwall has some interesting characters. What do you mean, Ben? I'm doing well, Lauren. I hope you are as well. Turn as well, are you? Could you please explain the life cycle of a star? Well, I'm not privy to all the details. But I really don't want to give you a massive explanation on a stream. It'll probably take me about an hour. I really rather not do that right now. Thank you for the encouragement, Lauren. Nice to see a new face in one of my streams anyway. West Balkans be the best DLC release coming from Iberia. That's awesome. Yeah, it is really nice to be fair. I am looking forward to when they do actually finally get around to reworking the UK and the Netherlands and Belgium and that lot. Part of France. Probably Germany again. What do you mean the kickpin is in? If it wasn't, you would have lost your trail as soon as you start to accelerate. Well, obviously, yeah. Obviously. So what do you do besides streaming? Interesting question, that, to be fair. I do a few bits of things, really. Generally, I'm, always like quite busy on the side with like other things. I do sort of like help other YouTubers out, moderation and that thing as well. Discord and why am I going this way? I honestly don't know why I went in that lane. Stayed in that lane. Guess I'll be taking a diversion down here then. Yeah, so. Also a bit of an IT geek, probably studying for a IT related course to go and work in IT. Yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell, really. Should have done your walk round checks, Steve. Naughty, naughty. Reworking the UK is going to be awesome. They could just get ProMods UK and be chilling. Well, I said this about why you don't get ProMods to just build the map for them. I mean, they always do a better job than SES, always will. And as far as I'm concerned, it would add so much more to the game anyway. Yes, I do play pool. I'm quite an avid pool fan. I am particularly good. We do have a lot of fluky shots as well, but I mean, you make your own luck in that kind of game sometimes. I don't know, Gorgle, why I was smiling to that. I always tend to find if somebody ever takes interest in what I'm doing, I always tend to smile. I don't know why. So you're quite a busy person. Yeah, generally. Make community work, cleans the public toilets. I don't do that, trust me. You would never get me doing cleaning. Outside my own property, anyway. Do you mind if I ask you something? No, go ahead. Terrence's house. Oh, what about that now? Pool is full, but an absolute pig droppings on it. Oh, so it means you're no good then. Terrence's house needs sterilising. You won't be getting me doing that, trust me. Absolutely not. I actually don't know whether this is actually a live lane or not, or whether this is actually a hard shoulder lane. I don't know enough about the road laws around this part of the world. I can't because there's the hard shoulder again. That was weird. Must have been just an extra lane. Why haven't you got your channel customised? It's funny you mentioned that. I do seem to be having a lot of problems with Kick in terms of, you know, customisation. Every time I try and do anything, it just seems to just break. So, I have heard apparently there's a lot of problems with Opera GX on Kick. So I need to get round to it into another browser, probably Edge or Firefox or something. Try and sort it out that way. I only literally recently started on Kick, so I don't know too much about it properly, but I am reading bits about it. Anyway, this is a closed lane. Ooh. I don't understand why that's a closed lane. Actually, every other lane is open, apart, including the end one, apart from that one there. So yeah, I filtered a naughty word or something else. Are you proud of me, Steve? Yes, Ben, you're learning. I wonder if Terrence's house has ever been cleaned. Probably not in the last 10 years, I would say, Krasa, at least. If not longer. I've known Terrence for around 10 years. Might be a bit more now. And I still don't think he's ever cleaned his house once in that time, to my knowledge. Last time it was cleaned was 1920. I mean, it's possible, to be fair. Last time it was probably cleaned is when it got decorated, which he tells me was in the 1980s. Last. So it's never been decorated while he's been alive, to his knowledge anyway. Actually, I'm an illustrator myself. I do work for streamers and gamers. Ah, that's interesting to know. Ben's laughing. I'll over to that comment in a second. Right, okay. Do you mind if I do work for your channel? To be honest, I tend to like doing everything myself. It's one of them really where the reason why I've not customised my own channel yet is I haven't got round to it. Generally, I can do quite a lot myself. Bacteria. Have you heard about recent news on the subject of World War III, Steve? Yes, I have been. And I think it's just stuff for newspapers just to sell newspapers, basically. In other words, I don't believe it. I mean, it seems to be a talk of that we're going to invade Russia, which, if we do, would be a breach of NATO rules. So I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 minute. Yeah, it is. It's just anything for newspapers and mainstream media to sell news. Literally all it is. Is your work available to be seen on Kicklol? I assume it will be. World War I started because one man died, yeah. At the end of the day, the way I look at it with regards to that, even though I'm not really a big fan of talking about this sort of stuff, because I feel the channel should be something that people should be able to step into to step away from the real world, but because it's been brought up, I don't mind discussing it. The way I look at it is if Russia were going to invade countries in NATO, not just the UK, they would have done it already. Bearing in mind the conflict's been going on now for 2 years or so. It hasn't happened yet. So, obviously they had that plane that dropped a bomb or whatever it was on Poland, but that was, they openly admitted that was accidental. So, it didn't go any further because NATO thought, well, what's the point? They've opened their arms and said that, yeah, they weren't meant to do it. So it wasn't worth taking it forward. So I just think it's just anything to scare the public. It's all come out because a general for like the defence forces in the UK has basically said that we haven't got enough military on the ground in terms of defence forces to be able to tackle a country like Russia if they were to invade or we had to go to war. It's all a load of rubbish. It's never going to happen. If it was going to happen, it would have happened already. I'll go over there, I'll go here this time. Yeah, that's it, Ben. I think it would have already happened if it was going to happen. So what's going on in Yemen's a disgrace, but I mean, again, there's reasons for what we're doing. I don't fully agree with it personally, but I mean, I understand why that's happening. Yeah, we do tend to get involved in too many pies in the UK, but that's because we're easily led astray by the Americans. But there you go. There's already enough wars. Russia's soft, says Gorman. UK and Russia have been fighting since 2014. Well, they've been fighting pretty much since the Ukraine became a separate entity. But it's only recently that it's been talked about more, and obviously, obviously discussed more in the news. You've got a link in my Discord. It's available on my channel. The reason we are involved in it is because Russia wants to rebuild the USSR, and when they take Ukraine, they will be after Poland. They are part of NATO, so we'll have to be involved, and we don't want it. I'm smart. But the thing is, Ben, if they do invade Poland, then that's an attack on NATO. So all the NATO countries put together should be able to tackle it. And anyone who isn't part of the defences should need to go. So it's all a load of rubbish. We're not going to do anything unless they attack first. Because it's a breach of NATO's rules if we do. So it's all just scaremongering to sell newspapers. It's saying an invalid link. Hang on, I'll pull over and test the link myself. I'll put somewhere. What? There's a night pot. Oh, okay. There is a link further up in the chat under the Nightbot. There's a link there that appears to work. You are hereby required to bow before your almighty ginger. Failure will result in severe punishment. Ah, hello, Brett. Thing is, though, it's a threat with Russia's nuclear power. Yeah, it's a threat, but I'm not concerned about it. As I say, it's anything just to scare the general public. And for me, I know we're not going to go to war unless they attack first. Which, if they do, well, I've pretty much always said what would happen if they do attack first. Putin is still alive, and it's not his body double. He'll be dead in 10 minutes. Pretty much a given. So if he does, he ain't going to survive very long. Anyway, I think we'll move on from this topic because it is very sensitive, and whilst I don't really mind talking about it, I can understand why people would be worried. I mean, it's not a nice thing to hear from anywhere. But what time will one's bold self be departing his humble abode? Well, I was planning to leave early, but I might not leave as early as I said originally. I might leave a bit later, like 8 AM when it starts getting light. My country isn't strong, Portugal's even stronger. Well, yeah. I wasn't scared when it first started, I was more curious to see how it plays out, but now I have no concerns over World War III. Tell you what, I'll put a link in the channel. Probably be the easiest way. I will copy and paste a link in that box. Put in. Yeah. No, is it not going to let? Type it in since OBS has been annoying. Hopefully that'll work. Yep, working for me, so. What time roughly do you reckon? What, leaving? Or... Switzerland more safer since it's a lot of mountain? Well, yeah, it is, but they'll stay politically neutral anyway, they always have done. So, they won't get involved. Same with Liechtenstein and Luxembourg, they won't either. Same with Monaco, they won't. Yes, leaving, so I'm not trying to head out myself. Well, if I say between 8 and half 8, that gives me a half-an-hour window. And then I'll post a message in the morning about what mode of transport I'm going to use to get to Liverpool. I may get the bus for a change. Posted on Terrence's Discord of a Florida fake police officer did a class of self-snitching. He called 911 on himself. More info in the Discord of Terrence Price. No worries, Ace. Thanks for letting me know, and thank you for tuning in also. Scan your truck parts. Very nice. Is it a Scania that's pulling it now? No, it's a Renault. That's hilarious. Right, note to self, I will have to change my Discord link on my channel though, since it's no longer valid. Not sure why it ain't. Should be. Already got one invite link. Me and Ace had a good debate yesterday, Steve. Did you see it? I did, Ben, yeah. I just skimmed through it. I didn't read it properly. Thank you, Lowen. I'll have a read of it after the stream. thoughts. Some interesting comments in there, Ben. Must admit, I only skimmed read it. I didn't read it all. So. I think you might be right there, Google. I don't think there's anyone else in there that is. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Now we just entered into Serbia. Was I a little harsh? I think I was, to be fair. I must admit, it did look like it was pushing it a little bit, but with it being Terrence's serve, I really sort of stand back on it. I don't really... if he's okay with it, I'm like, well, I'm not bothered either. So I don't tend to do much moderation in there now. Occasionally I will if I need to step in, but it's the same with my server. He doesn't really get involved in mine now, so it's like we just have a gentleman's agreement really to look after each other's in the event of things happening. So motorway friendship. That's a bit of a weird sign. Yeah, I was just annoyed, to be fair, as it oiled my... yeah. I'll have a look over it though, and I'll send you a response back. $352 kilometres to drive, so not far now. I didn't know they had tolls in Serbia. I do now. Yes, Google. Send via. Ah, right. What a response to my comments. It was just because Ace was saying I would never do that in ETS2, blah 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 blah. In real life, in ETS is different. Oh yeah, obviously. One's a simulation, one's real life. Make a mistake in real life, you're going to pay for it. In the game, you're not. I don't feel I'm included. I don't think you are at the moment, Ben. It might be worth it to stay that way for the moment. why, what's happening. I will tell you more once I know more myself. No, Ben, it's not. Trust me. Yeah, I got your message. I checked on my watch. Oh, don't do that. Oh, actually, never mind. Ben, I was only saying in general. Is it Baldy? He seems sus. No, Ben. I can't believe Ben's not realised. I want to hear the juicy gossip, Steve. I'm going to be getting messages from Ben at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, I reckon. Hey, what's going on, Steve? What's going on, Steve? Like, ping, ping, ping. Like, launch me phone across the room, I reckon. Ah, Ben's realised. Yes, Ben. This job feels like it's taken an absolute eternity. I don't know why. Taking even longer now we're on single track roads, but oh well. Really? You've got an Iveco truck and driving a global trailer? I feel sorry for you. Not be bored about this gossip. I had to rack my brain cells up to figure what it's about. I'll let you know once I've read through it. Ben said he's smart. Yeah. I think he's smart, Morgul, but only when he wants to be. And when it's in his interest to be smart, I reckon. Well, you weren't smart that day you decided to stand on a chair and change a light bulb. Or assume that's what it was anyway. We have things called step ladders. He's smart under the layers. The layers of injuries he's been giving himself. Yeah, I'm smart when I can be asked to put my brain into thinking mode, and I'm gonna have a crash. Oh dear. I don't think I'm getting out of that. I don't think. I've only got 1% damage, what the heck? I was surprised at that. Am I going to get out of this? I don't think I am. No, I'm not. Oh dear. That was a bad time to look at the chat, I'm not going to lie. That was 175 kilometres. I wonder where it's going to put me. Closer or further away? Might as well fix the damage while I'm here. That was embarrassing. I haven't had a crash like that for a long time. Oh, closer, so it wasn't actually a bad thing. The fella landed on the leg of the chair when I was changing the light bulb, lol, yeah. I want to go to bed. I'll literally only be another like 5 minutes on this job probably. Oh, I've noticed one of my things on my windscreen still flipped up. It should flip back down again, but eventually, but yeah, he's sticking around. In a rather good mood to be fair, just excited for summer. Still got a few months to go yet, but we'll soon be here. Oh, come on. Why are you going that way when you could have used the slip road? Stupid AI. Oh my word. Old AI. Yeah, it's normally around April, middle of April. You start noticing it getting warmer. Well, a lot warmer, quite rapidly. March it gets a bit warmer normally. Yeah, you certainly notice it by the middle of April. And then May, well. Only get decent weather in May normally. April Fool's cold weather. Ah, we've had that before. Cold weather in April. Another border crossing. effort trying to April Fool someone. Doesn't sound like you're very good at it then, Ben. Admit, it's been raining for some time on the game now. I wonder when it's going to stop. Probably ain't before I can stream it. There's only one lane for trucks. It's not my speciality. I always find a way for April Fools to backfire on me. Best thing to do in that scenario is not tell anyone. Stop raining. Then choose violence on April Fools. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Albania. I don't think I've actually been here yet. I think this is the first time I've been to Albania. I think I've been here yet. This isn't exactly the widest bit ever. You're not wrong there, Google. Wow, what a nice view. is very tempting to do that, but I don't like the fact there's a bit of a dip on the other side. So they've made a mod on a set of course of the new Madrid track. I just watched a video of someone doing a few laps around it. Oh, alright. What do you think, Brett? Didn't take them long to make the mod either. They're probably just taking images from like Google Maps and then put it all together. Like Blender or whatever it is you can use for that. I don't really have any opinion on him, Google, to be honest. I mean, one of them. It looks very fun to drive around. There's some very quick sections and elevation changes, but it's a case of how will the racing be? Well, yeah. It's one of them, really. Whilst I'm not a fan of street tracks in F1, you can't really rule out whether it's going to be any good or not until they actually race there. There's also rumours it could end up being a night race. Possible. But if he was still live, again, I wouldn't be any different. Don't really have an opinion of celebrities, to be fair, or people, famous people, generally. Yeah, half street and half purpose built. Yeah, it's a bit weird, that one. It's gonna feel like I don't know. It's gonna feel a bit like Albert Park, I suppose, in a way. Some of that's street, isn't it? And then some of that's purpose built as well, but only a small section. At least some of it, anyway. Let's get this dropped off. That's not too bad place to put it. Could be worse. Could have got that in one if I got it right, but I didn't. So. I'm going to wrap this one up. So, I think I'll get a lovely screenshot of the F-Max before I leave. Very interesting looking ruin of some description. Can I get them in the background? At least one of them anyway. Certainly a very interesting place to take a job anyway. Ooh, photo studio. No, we don't have the gallery. Where's the mode? Yeah. Take it a bit of distance away, get all three of them in. There we go. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. For anyone who is new and wants to see more content from me, if you are on YouTube, why not consider subscribing to the channel and hit the bell and you'll be notified of any future video uploads and live streams I do. If you are on Kick and want to give me a follow, feel free to do so as well. Till the next one, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone has a good Thursday. I'll see you all back on Friday.